Hi, welcome to Kenna's Craft Corner. Today I'm going to show you how to take a little golden book and turn it into a junk journal. First, I will be showing you my Bambi journal that I made from a Bambi little golden book and forest themed printables and botanical ephemera. So I took the cover off and I took out the book pages and I combined them with printed pages. Today we are going to be working in Sleeping Beauty. And I have some vintage rose printables that we're going to be using with that. I took the little golden book spine and I put it on the spine of the Bambi journal. Just so you know, it's a little golden book. And I trimmed the whole thing with lace, and I just think it is the most beautiful journal I've ever made. Trimmed every page with lace. I love that this one isn't written in yet. So you go through, it's forest-themed mushroom pages, botanical fussy cut ephemera. You keep going. And I rounded all the page corners. I think it looks great like that, well put together. I do tons of these little clusters with the little pieces, book pages, music pages. We keep going. These pages are lined with lace on the inside to cover up the washi tape, which I will show you how that works later. This nighttime forest themed little printable, love that. I printed on some guest checks, took that from my friend Arlene. I will link her channel in the comments. It's a little picture of Bambi, so cute. So I made these little clusters and used them as tuck spots, which I think is just so cute. I love how these forest pages go together. I used a few different printables. I will link them below. But yeah, this is the Bambi journal. And today we will be making Sleeping Beauty, which is just, it's just gorgeous. I've gotten pretty far on it so far, and I'll show you how to put it together. Because the problem is these printed pages are much smaller than the book pages. So we have to cut the book pages down to match the width of the printed pages. They're about the same height, so the height isn't a problem. And on the inside of the signatures, I used the signature ties and did some beautiful pearl beads with some charms at the end. And I think they just look great. So today, we'll be taking Sleeping Beauty, and I will show you how to take the book apart. This one's from 1992. And it's a little golden book is made up of, I think it's 12 pages, 6 pages in each signature. And so we're going to find the middle and we're going to pry the book apart. The book is held together with 2 staples. And so here I'm trying to find the middle. And then we will pry it open with a screwdriver. And then trim our pages down and then combine them with the printed pages. So here I am trying to pry it open with my hands, which did not work out too well. So I end up going and getting a screwdriver. That's where the staples are. And trying, but failing. They're kind of hard to pry apart. Okay, so I got my screwdriver, and you find where the staples are, and you pry them apart. It doesn't really matter if you mess up the book pages, because we're going to be trimming them down and taping them back together anyway. So just pry. You'll find the staple. You'll see where it is when you start to try to take the book apart. I'm sorry it's so shaky. I didn't have a tripod yet. So I was using this phone holder that goes around your neck. And, yeah, super shaky. Sorry about that. But you pry it open. Finally, I got it. And go ahead and get the other side, and you can pull your pages out. It's made up of 2 signatures of 6 pages each, so the whole book is about 24 pages, front and back. Okay, so now I take these staples and I fold them over because I don't have a wire cutter to cut them off. You just fold them over, and then we're going to go ahead and trim up the book. So I'm going to get my X-Acto knife, and we're going to start on the cover. So I'm going to get my X-Acto knife and cut the book apart. So go ahead and slice off the front cover. Just about got my thumb there, didn't I? Don't be as unsafe as me. Be safer. So we'll save our spine for later. I'm going to trim off the edges closer later. I need a sharper X-Acto knife is what I need. I need to get a new blade. Get off all the little frays. So now we are going to make a new spine. So I'm going to take a printed page to make our spine with. I need to set those aside and trim my paper down. Get off all the white edges. Get a little trash can for your desk. It is the most handy thing ever. So we can't just use paper. We need to make it more sturdy. So I'm going to use a cereal box. And I'm going to go ahead and cut that down. And get a piece as tall as our printable, which is as tall as our book. The printables and the book pages are about the same height. I think they're about 6 inches. Eight inches? About 8 inches. Trim, trim, trim. So I don't really measure the spine. I just kind of make it however. Got to trim that wonky edge. So it's about 2 1/4 inches. Because I do a good amount of junk journal pages. So here I am measuring it. And you first need to trim it as tall as the book, which is about as tall as the printable. It's about 2 1/4 inches, which is about 6 centimeters. So I'm gonna find a spot that I like on the page to show on the spine. So I'm gonna do about the middle of this page, and I'm gonna leave about 1 inch on either side because that's going to be the inside of our spine. And then I'm going to get the outside of our spine. So I'm going to use the middle of that image so it shows on the outside. And that I'm going to do slightly larger so that I can fold the paper around the cardboard spine. Awesome. So now we're going to go ahead and glue that down. I use Fabri-Tac glue in a Sugar Bell icing bottle. And I go ahead and put a pin in the top. And this is my glue bottle dangle that I made out of safety pins and broken jewelry and charms. I just think it's so cute. So I'm going to go ahead and put the glue on my cardboard. I was having a hard time getting it out. It was a little bit clogged. So I'm going to go ahead and put the middle. And then I'm going to go ahead and fold the edges around. So get a nice, good edge on it. So now we're going to go ahead and put it together. Front cover, spine, back cover. And we're going to cover it with the strip of paper we made with 1 inch on either side. They're both about 8 inches tall, good, nice and straight. And then we're going to go ahead and glue. My glue bottle was kind of clogged. We're going to go ahead and glue that paper right over the middle. And our cover is complete. We're going to go ahead and let that dry. And we'll just set it to the side until we bind our pages in. So now I need to trim all of my pages down. I'm using a rose printable and a Sleeping Beauty printable that I found on Etsy. It's got the spinning wheels and some Castle royalty papers. So I'm going to go ahead and trim all my pages down. And once I trim them down, I'm going to coffee dye the back of the pages. And I will show how I do that. Unfortunately, when I did this, they did not turn out how they normally turn out. And I'll show you my mistake. Those are all my pages of ephemera that I need to cut out. So we'll get there. That's my son. And that's me, my husband, and my son. You got to decorate your workspace. Make it nice and homey. So I'm going to go coffee dye all my papers. And then I will show you. Right now I'm showing you how the book pages are much larger than the printable pages. I'm going to spray it down with a spray bottle full of coffee, instant coffee. But if you look, our book pages are super wide. And we got that staple edge. So that's just not going to work, as you can see. So what we're going to do is we're going to take our pages, and if you notice, there is a good amount of white space on that side of the letters and that side of the letters. So we're going to go ahead and just trim it down and then tape the paper back together so it stays in a signature. So I'm going to go ahead and trim it down. You can put your printed paper on top of it, and that would really help. I cut this one a little bit too short because I wasn't really... It doesn't matter when you get the whole book together. You can't really tell. Cut it kind of close on that side, but all of the words are still intact. And then we'll cut the other side down. But uh-oh, now the pages are loose. How are you going to bind that in a signature? So you're going to find your washi tape. In there? Nope, not in there. In here? Nope, not in here. Okay, where is my washi tape? Okay, found some. Okay, there it is. So get one kind of thick, like not super thin, because you need it to cover the pages. And here is where I would definitely put glue on the washi tape, because I end up having to do that as the book is already put together. That one's a little bit too thick, so we're going to do one a little bit thinner. And you're just going to go ahead and tape the pages together so that the pages stay in a signature that you can put together. Get them all lined up. And then just tape them together. This tape was being really difficult, but it doesn't matter because I'm going to put lace over the tape anyway, so you can't really see it. So go ahead and just tape them together. Oops. This is probably the hardest part of the whole bookbinding process. Go ahead and tape them together. Here's where I would definitely put glue on the washi tape to keep it stuck to the pages, because you know how washi tape isn't super sticky. Okay, so we got our pages put together. We're going to go ahead and snip off the edges. And then you can go ahead and fold it together. So this is how it was originally in the signature. And then you're going to slide it into the paper, the printed pages. It's a little bit shorter. You could leave a little bit more room. Again, you can measure it using your printed page to see how wide the width needs to be. But yeah, that's all there is to it. So you do that to all the pages. This is where I was coffee dyed paper. So I set my lace curtain on top of the paper. I don't know what I did differently this time. I think it's because the spray bottle wasn't tight enough. The nozzle wasn't tight enough. But you just take some concentrated instant coffee in some warm water, and you go ahead and spray it all over. Normally it turns out really nicely. I was really disappointed that it didn't turn out well this time. But it all came together in the end, so it's fine. But yeah, that's how it turns out. It looks beautiful. It looks absolutely beautiful. So just experiment. You'll figure out your groove when you coffee dye paper. It's the easiest way to coffee dye paper. So here is the cover. I put some pink trim on the edges. I got this trim at a flea market. And I just think, oh, it's gorgeous. So our cover's done. So now I've got, I think this is where I show you the coffee dye paper. It's just, I don't know what I did differently, but it's basically water damage. So I'm going to have to print out all new sheets and cut them all down again because it just did not turn out how I was expecting. It normally turns out really nice, so I don't know what I did differently, but I'm gonna do it better next time. So here's all my fussy cut ephemera. I still have tons to do. And I got to get all that cut out. I've got to get my printed pages trimmed down. Yeah, so I'm just going to trim all of these pages down and keep going. So I'm really looking forward to making so many more little golden book junk journals. Here are all of the little golden books I have. I have 2 more Bambis, and I'll do those forest-themed pages with them. This one's from, I think, the 80s, 69 cents. This one's a little bit newer, same book. And I got Cinderella. Oh, really looking forward to Cinderella. Thinking of doing like a white and gold theme. I have Sleeping Beauty and the Good Fairies, which will be another pink shabby chic journal. And the Shy Little Kitten. I was thinking about making a little cat book for like a shabby chic cat book. I don't know what I'm going to do with 101 Dalmatians. Maybe Pinocchio. I'm not sure yet. 3 Little Pigs. I was thinking about doing a farm, barn, like a ranch-themed journal. And I have another Peter Pan book, which I made a Peter Pan Golden Book Junk Journal, but I did not love it, so I would like another chance to do it over again. I do have a Peter Pan Little Golden Book. Oh, and I also have Winnie the Pooh. I have Winnie the Pooh, too. I'm going to do a Pooh Bear. That one's going to be awesome. I'm so excited. Oh, and I just had to show off this paper doll kit I got on Etsy. It took forever to cut out all of these dresses, but how freaking cute is that? Oh my goodness, she's so cute. Look at her little outfit. She's got tons of little outfits. Look how cute. Oh my goodness. Oh, I love it. I have a bunch more to cut out. I'm going to cut them all out and start putting them in my journals. Maybe I'll put this one in this Sleeping Beauty journal just to have a little fun interactive element with it. Oh, she's so cute. I love it. Put her little hat on with her little outfit. Oh, so cute. I got this printable on Etsy. It came with a bunch of dresses for every doll and like 4 different dolls. I'll show you the printable in a second. But yeah, love it. Love the paper dolls. Because I always wanted to get some, but they're so expensive buying them like vintage. So I found a printable on Etsy. It's the only one like it. I'll link it down below. But, paper dolls. Love them. So much fun. Here's the printable. It came with 1, 2, a bunch of different dolls. I printed multiple of each doll, but so cute. So anyway, so we've got our pages cut out, and we have our book pages cut down, and now we're going to fold them all and combine the printed pages with the book pages. I managed to salvage a couple of the coffee dyed papers, and we'll disperse those evenly throughout. But I'm going to go ahead and fold all these pages down, get them ready to fold into signatures. I've gotten pretty far in this journal so far, and I love it. It's beautiful. I thought we could put the spinning wheel with the spinning wheel page of the book page. This is the Sleeping Beauty printable, which I think is so cute. I found some more papers to cut down. And so we're going to fold those up. Okay, so now we have our book pages that are trimmed down and washi taped together. Again, I would put glue on the washi tape because I ended up having to do a lot of gluing later. Here are some of the ones that I coffee stained that turned out okay. But here's my 2 signatures of book pages, 3 pages each, 6 pages total. And we're going to go ahead and fold them into signatures. So
let's count how many pages we have. I have 23 pages, so I did 22 pages per signature. And in retrospect, I definitely should have done 3 signatures, but unfortunately I only did 2, so it doesn't really sit closed. The book doesn't sit closed very well, which is an aesthetic in itself, but I'm definitely going to do 3 signatures next time. The problem with 3 signatures is there's only 2 signatures of book pages. So the middle signature isn't going to have any book pages. So right here I'm divvying up the Sleeping Beauty printables between the 2 signatures. And now I'm divvying up the Rose pages between the 2 signatures. And I kind of just fold every other page, whichever direction. I'll fix it later as I put the signatures together. Cool, so we got our pages sorted. And now we're going to go ahead and put our signatures together. So let's see, we got our Sleeping Beauty pages and our Rose pages. So I want the spinning wheel with the spinning wheel book page. So we're going to go ahead and stick it in there. 1, let's put a Rose page. 2, book page. I'm going to put 1 more Rose page. And then a book page. A Sleeping Beauty printable page. No, a Rose page. What matches? That matches better. So we'll put that one in there. Rose page, Rose page. Oh, but see, now there's 2 coffee dyed pages together. So we'll figure it out. Another book page. It's not quite even, so I'm going to stick another page there in the front. And then we have our middle, where I'm going to put the rest of the book pages, the printed pages. And I noticed these are all coffee dyed, so I'm going to divvy up my coffee dyed papers between the 2 signatures. So I'm going to swap these out for some regular white pages and keep incorporating my signatures. I don't really want 2 white pages together, so I'm going to fold this the opposite direction. And just keep putting my signatures together. So, 1 done. Let's flip through it. Sleeping Beauty. 2, 3. I'm just going to leave that. It's fine. I like the purple of the bed with the purple of the castle. 1, 2, 3, 4. Book page. 1, 2, 3, 4. But I don't want the 2 blank pages in the mid-center, so we're gonna fix that. And we got the spinning wheel with the spinning wheel, which worked out nicely. And first signature is complete. Now we're going to put together the second signature with the book pages. So book page. One, Rose page 2, coffee dyed Rose page 3, regular Rose page 4, book page, 1, 2, that purple looks better there. 1, 2, 3, book page. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Second signature complete. So we got our 2 signatures. Okay. So now we got to bind them into the cover. So it's small now, but once we put all of our ephemera in, it's going to get really chunky. And see how the signature set, they just do not set well. I definitely should have done 3 signatures for this amount of pages, especially because all my pages are cardstock. Now, if you're using regular printer paper, you'd probably be fine with 11 pages per signature, but I'm using cardstock, so they're too thick. So now we got to figure out where our signatures are going to go in our spine. I should probably measure it, but I just don't like math. So I just kind of guesstimate. We'll measure to see where the middle is, and then we're going to guesstimate from there. So the whole thing is 8 inches tall. So at 4 inches, we're going to set our signatures. So let's see, about a third of the way over, and then a third of the way over from the other side. And I don't own a pencil, so it's all done in pen. I need to buy a pencil. Get it over a little bit, about thirds. Then let's do the top hole. I do a 3-hole pamphlet stitch. And then we get our bookbinding kit. And my bookbinding kit has 2 binder clips and all AWL, if you don't know what that is. 2 binder clips to hold the signature while you poke the holes with your awl, and then the needle and the binding thread. This binding thread is waxed, so it slips through the holes really easily. And I make the hole so big that there's like no problem getting the needle through with the thread. So let's make it tight and even. Bind it together with our binder clip. On the top side, and then the opposite bottom side. Okay, and then we're ready to poke our holes. So I poke them in the cover first, and I go all the way up so the hole's really big to make it easy. I hate small holes, it's so hard to get the needle through. So nice big holes. Okay, and then we get our signature and we poke the holes into our signature. You want to do this with the signature closed. So we're going to guesstimate that's about the middle. So with the pages closed, we're going to poke the hole all the way through, pushing the awl all the way through so the hole is nice and big. We get our bottom hole. I use cardstock, so you have to push really hard. If you're using regular printer paper, it's going to be a lot easier, or regular weight scrapbook paper. I'm going to use white binding thread. I do extra binding thread. I make it really long because I'm going to dangle beads and charms at the end right there, like I did on Bambi. So I'm threading my big needle. You go in the middle. In the middle on the cover. Make sure you don't trap your lace. Then you go in the top or the bottom, it doesn't matter. I'm going in the bottom, through the bottom, and then you cross over out the top. And then back in through the middle. Make sure you don't split your thread when you're going back through the middle. And then you cross them over on either side of the middle thread there. Then you tighten them up, pull tight, make sure they're tight in the cover. And then you tie a knot. And then your signature is all tied in. Awesome, first signature down. Then I cut these strings to the same length. And the first signature is in. Now on to the second signature. You do the same thing. So you take it, tighten it up, make sure all the pages are folded nicely. You binder clip it together. So we're gonna line it up, poke our holes with our awl. Poke, 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 middle, top, bottom. Now we get our binding thread, make it extra long, thread it through our needle. In the middle, through the top, out the bottom. In the middle. And tighten it up on either side, tie your knot, cut to the same length, and we are done. It's sewn in. That is how you take a little golden book, cut down the book pages, and bind it into a junk journal. Again, I would recommend using glue on the washi tape. I would recommend 3 signatures instead of 2 if you're making this big of a journal and if you're using cardstock. I'm going to be putting lace to cover up that washi tape, like how I did in Bambi. So I'm going to put lace on every book page in the corner to cover up the washi tape. That is how you turn a little golden book into a junk journal. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you're going to try this yourself, please comment below. Please give me a thumbs up if you like this video.